I was talking to my great friend Zuby, who's a video editor, director of photography, cameraman, producer, and he has jobs that he can take with him overseas, and he has regular work. So my advice to him, because he lives in Los Angeles right now, which is very, very high in terms of cost, and I recommend to him that he arbitrage the value of the US dollar, and it remains an open question as to how long the US will remain the world's reserve currency. But right now, if you earn in US currency, you can take your money abroad and do your jobs, and there are many countries that have digital nomad visas that allow you to stay within the confines of the country for a decent period of time, so long as you provide proof of income, whatever it takes to get there. And by the time you do the mathematics of the cost of the ticket and relocating with your gear versus the amount that you save in terms of living expenses. So if you go to Vietnam, it's one of the cheapest places on the planet, or Malaysia, or Thailand, anywhere in Southeast Asia. This is a very viable strategy that you can spend the US currency that you earn for jobs that you can do anywhere and avoid the costs of living in Los Angeles, along with the risk, because we all know that LA is becoming increasingly unsafe as California legalizes crime. It's a slow process that they've done, but even if you get caught, they'll just release you because of humanitarian reasons, or because they're afraid that the prisoners are going to be overrun with COVID, so they release the murderers back into the public. Regardless, you're mitigating the risk politically of what may or may not happen in the United States, given this crazy election year where they've already tried to assassinate the leading presidential candidate. And what else is going to happen? I predict that if Trump is elected, you will see mayhem on the streets, a color revolution that was pre-planned by the Marxists, by the Democrats, in order to plunge the country into chaos. But politics aside, the fact is that you can go and save your money by having a better lifestyle in a cheaper location. Right now, I'm filming this in Bangkok, Thailand, and it is far cheaper to live here than it is in Mexico. And it's far cheaper to live in Mexico than the United States of America, especially Los Angeles. So pick up your bags, book a ticket, and with the amount of savings that you generate by living in Thailand, for example, in Vietnam, you will more than pay for your ticket within 1 month, just in terms of the savings. Just to give you an idea, in Thailand, as a single individual, you can live very, very, very well for $2,000 a month. In Los Angeles, you're lucky if that covers rent. Everything else in LA is incredibly expensive. In Thailand, you can easily find an hour-long massage for $10. You can do cheaper if you wanted to, especially if you go up to the north in Chiang Mai. But in America, that cost is at minimum $40, $50 for an hour. So the approximate savings here are at least 30 to 40%, if not more. And that depends on the way that you organize your life. You could easily live for $1,000 a month in Southeast Asia. So I'm just recommending the arbitrage opportunity that you are being offered during these unconventional times, while your US currency still has value around the world. And again, I do question how long that's going to last, especially with the debt spiral that we're all in. It very well might reset in 5 years to a Bitcoin standard, because no one's going to trust anybody else's paper, in other words, the bonds that are issued by the government. So feel free just to have it in your mind that you can, once again, arbitrage your earnings power in a foreign locale and then save that money. You can put that money into Bitcoin. You can put that money into some form of property. You can put that money into better equipment, or just raise your own standard of living and spend all the money that you already are in Los Angeles. But this is my recommendation to everybody out there who has the opportunity, who can work from anywhere, like my friend Zuby, and to go ahead and take the plunge, take the adventure, live in a different culture, see how other people live, broaden your perspective on the world if you haven't traveled all that much. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments section, and I'll be glad to get back to you guys with any advice that I may or may not have. Peace out.